Hi, I'm Kat, and I'm glad you could join me. Today, we're embarking on a special journey together, exploring some of Europe's most breathtaking towns. These aren't just dots on a map. They are destinations that seem to have been crafted by time itself, each with a story to tell and a view that will simply stop you in your tracks. We'll be venturing off the beaten path, away from the bustling capitals, to discover places where history whispers from every stone and the scenery feels like a painting come to life. This is a trip designed for connection, for discovery, and for romance. If you and your partner are looking for a getaway that combines awe-inspiring landscapes with a deep sense of history, then you've come to the right place. Imagine holding hands while wandering through ancient cobbled lanes, sharing a meal with a view over a dramatic gorge, or watching the sunset from a medieval fortress. These are the kinds of experiences that build memories, the ones you'll talk about for years to come. So find a comfortable seat, let the day's worries fade away, and let's get inspired. As we travel from the sun-drenched Mediterranean coast to the heart of Bohemia, I hope you'll feel that sense of wonder that makes travel so rewarding. Let the inspirational music begin as we dive into our first destination, a jewel of the French Riviera. Our European adventure starts now. Our first stop brings us to the Côte d'Azur in France, but we're climbing high above the glitz and glamour to a place called Èze. Perched like an eagle's nest on a formidable cliff, this medieval village offers some of the most commanding views of the Mediterranean Sea you will ever see. Getting here is part of the experience. As you ascend, the world below unfolds into a panorama of azure water and rugged coastline. The village itself is a labyrinth of narrow, winding streets so perfectly preserved it feels like you've stepped back centuries. Every turn reveals a hidden courtyard, a charming art gallery, or a small fountain trickling with water. The real magic of Èze is found in simply getting lost. The stone archways and vine-covered walls create a sense of intimacy and discovery. For couples, I'd suggest visiting during the shoulder seasons, late spring or early autumn. This way you can avoid the summer crowds and feel as if you have the village almost to yourselves. The air is cooler, the light is softer, and the experience becomes much more personal. You can explore the Jardin Exotique at the very top of the hill, where succulents and cacti cling to the ruins of an old castle, offering an unparalleled 360-degree vista. Imagine finding a quiet bench in that garden, the scent of jasmine in the air, looking down at the super yachts that look like tiny toys in the sea below. It's a place to slow down, to breathe deeply, and to just be together. You can enjoy a quiet lunch at a cafe tucked away in a stone alley, sharing a bottle of local rosé. Èze isn't about rushing through a checklist, it's about savoring the atmosphere, the history, and that incredible soul-stirring view. It's romance, distilled. Now let's travel west to the heart of Portugal, to a place that truly defies imagination, Monsanto. This isn't your typical charming village. Here, humanity and nature have merged in the most astounding way. The town is built into, around, and even under gigantic granite boulders, some as large as houses. Walking through Monsanto feels surreal, as if you've stumbled into a fantasy world. You'll see doorways carved into solid rock and roofs that are nothing more than a single massive stone that has been there for millennia. It's a testament to the resourcefulness and resilience of the people who settled this dramatic landscape. The village climbs up a steep hill, and every step is a discovery. You might pass a humble home with a boulder for a back wall, or a tiny chapel squeezed between two stony behemoths. The atmosphere is ancient and untouched. In 1938, Monsanto was voted the most Portuguese village in Portugal, and a silver rooster, a national symbol, was erected to commemorate it. As a result, it has been preserved, protected from modern development, leaving its unique character intact. The best time to visit is in the spring when wildflowers carpet the surrounding hills, or in the fall when the air is crisp and clear. At the very summit, you'll find the ruins of a medieval castle, offering panoramic views that stretch for miles across the Portuguese plains. It's a powerful place, where you can feel the layers of history, from the Knights Templar who once commanded this fortress to the villagers who have lived in the shadow of these stones for generations. Standing there with your partner, watching the world from this stony perch, you feel a profound sense of timelessness. Monsanto isn't just a sight to see, it's an experience that connects you to something elemental and enduring. From the stony strength of Portugal, we journey to Italy, to a place of fragile, haunting beauty. This is Cività di Bagnoregio, known as Il Paese che muore, or the dying town. It sits precariously atop a pinnacle of soft volcanic tuff, slowly eroding away, isolated from the world around it. The only way to reach this ethereal village is by crossing a long, dramatic pedestrian footbridge that spans a vast canyon. The walk itself is an unforgettable prelude, building anticipation as the stone towers and ancient buildings grow larger with every step, seemingly floating in the sky. Once you cross the bridge and pass through the ancient stone gateway, you enter a world frozen in time. The silence is the first thing you'll notice, broken only by the wind or the distant chime of a bell. Only a handful of people live here year-round, so for much of the day you can wander its empty lanes feeling like a privileged discoverer. Every corner holds a piece of history, a weathered facade, a medieval archway, a small piazza with a Romanesque church. It's a photographer's dream, but more than that, it's a place for quiet contemplation. To truly appreciate Civita's ghostly charm, I recommend visiting in late spring or early fall. The weather is pleasant, and you'll share the village with fewer visitors, enhancing its time capsule feel. Find a small trattoria on the edge of the plateau and enjoy a simple, perfect Italian meal with a view that plunges into the valley of Calanci, the eroded, lunar-like badlands below. Civita di Bagnoregio is a poignant reminder of impermanence, which makes sharing it with someone special all the more meaningful. It's a place that encourages you to hold on tight to the moment and to each other. Our next destination takes us to Andalusia in southern Spain, to a town that practically invented drama, Ronda. The town is split in two by the breathtaking El Tajo Gorge, a sheer drop of over 300 feet carved by the Guadalevin River. Connecting the old Moorish town with the newer part is one of Europe's most spectacular bridges, the Puente Nuevo. To stand on this bridge and look down into the abyss is a dizzying, humbling experience. It's a marvel of 18th century engineering and the heart and soul of Ronda. The town itself is steeped in history and culture. The old town, La Ciudad, is a maze of whitewashed buildings, historic mansions and charming squares. Ronda is also considered the birthplace of modern bullfighting, and its historic bull ring is one of the oldest and most revered in Spain. But beyond the main sites, Ronda has inspired artists and writers for centuries, including Ernest Hemingway and Orson Welles, who were captivated by its raw beauty and passionate spirit. You can feel that creative energy as you explore its cliffside paths and gardens. For the best weather and light, visit in the spring or autumn. Imagine an evening with your partner at one of the cliffside restaurants, sipping on local wine as the setting sun paints the gorge in hues of orange and purple. The view is simply unforgettable. You can walk the paths that wind down into the gorge for a different perspective, looking up at the mighty bridge that seems to defy gravity. Ronda is a town of high drama and deep passion, a perfect backdrop for a romantic adventure that you'll be talking about for a lifetime. For our final stop, we head to the heart of Bohemia in Czechia, to a town that looks as if it were plucked directly from the pages of a fairy tale, Český Krumlov. Nestled in a horseshoe bend of the Vltava River, this town is a stunning showcase of Renaissance and Baroque architecture. Dominating the skyline is the magnificent Český Krumlov Castle, a sprawling complex of palaces, courtyards and gardens perched on a rock promontory. Its beautifully decorated tower is the town's icon, and climbing it rewards you with a storybook view of the red-roofed town below, encircled by the glistening river. Wandering through Český Krumlov's cobbled streets is a magical experience. The buildings are adorned with centuries-old frescoes, and the town's layout has remained virtually unchanged for hundreds of years. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and you can see why. It's a living, breathing architectural museum. For a romantic experience, I'd recommend visiting anytime from May to September. You can rent a small canoe or raft and gently float down the Vltava, seeing the town from its most enchanting angle, passing under its historic bridges. However, if you're looking for a different kind of magic, consider a visit in December. The town hosts one of Europe's most charming Christmas markets. The main square fills with wooden stalls selling traditional crafts and warm spiced wine, and with a dusting of snow on the red roofs, the entire scene is utterly enchanting. Whether you're sharing a summer picnic by the river or huddling together for warmth at the Christmas market, Český Krumlov offers a fairy tale setting for creating your own special story. It's a perfect, magical end to our European tour. As our journey comes to an end, I hope you're left with a sense of wonder. From the cliffs of France to the fairy tale streets of Czechia, we've seen that these towns are so much more than just pretty places with amazing views. They are living, breathing pieces of history. They are time capsules where every stone has a story, every vista has a soul, and every narrow lane invites you to slow down and connect with the past, with the beauty of the present moment, and most importantly, with each other. These destinations offer the perfect stage for creating memories that will last a lifetime. Imagine the stories you'll tell, not just about the sights you saw, but about how you felt standing on that dramatic Spanish bridge or getting lost in that ancient Portuguese village. Travel, especially with someone you love, is about collecting these shared experiences. It's about building your own history together, one unforgettable view at a time. So I encourage you, add one of these towns or all of them to your travel bucket list. Thank you for joining me on this tour of Europe's most scenic towns. I hope it has inspired you to plan your next adventure. Until next time, keep exploring, keep connecting, and remember that the best views are the ones we share. Happy travels!